Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Hi, everybody. Hola. We'll wait a couple more minutes. If anybody wants to type in a success they had today, go for it. Or a question or anything. I see Gina, Michelle, Jocelyn, Tatiana, Danielle. Anybody have a question? Aline, you can hear me good. Michelle, you can't hear me? Check your mute. Make sure your mute and your audio is on. Jocelyn said she had 2 conversations with 2 people today. Woohoo! Good for you. How'd it go? Hey, Julie. Scott. Mariah, you can't hear or see anything? Make sure with your settings that you have your, I don't even know, the video on, I think you need to have on, and make sure that you're not muted. Amy, Kaylee, you can't hear. Refresh the button. You might have to click the refresh. Okay, Michelle can hear me. Okay, good. I'm just gonna wait one more minute and I'll get started because I want to make this 30 minutes or less so that I can respect your time. But in the meantime, I hope everybody's having a great week and a great day. Just a couple reminders. I was talking to some of our other coaches on the team, and we were just saying, just a reminder, whether you think you can go or you can't go, make sure you're still signed up for the summit, whether you think you can or not. Trust me, just do it. Get signed up because it's a life-changing opportunity and you just never know what can happen in this short time frame. I think I actually, last year, this is when I signed up to go in like last minute last year, and I'm so glad I did. So do that, and then also sign up for the Success Club trip. Totally worth it. I'm just reading these comments. And if you think you can't go to that either, just do it and worry about it then. Just make sure that you are signed up for both of those. And always be checking for events. We all have been saying back and forth. We were just at doing a branding workshop this past Saturday, which was awesome. Thanks to everybody that showed up. That being at the events is just a game changer because you really get to be surrounded by like-minded people and it just lifts your spirits. It makes you realize, wow, this is a great community. So the more you can get to events and be on these team calls and get yourself immersed, trust me when I say things will come easier. And if you're overwhelmed, if you're a new coach, that's normal. Hopefully these team calls ease you in a little bit, but it is normal those first 3 months to be overwhelmed. If you're not overwhelmed, then you probably are missing something along the way. And also don't forget about our Julie put together the Team Pure Synergy training site. That has all your questions answered there. If you can't get your answers there, I literally was on the phone like my first 3 months, like 3-4 times a day, or on the chat 3-4 times a day with Beachbody, because we pay for that. That's part of our $15.95 fee. So you might as well get use out of it because you really do want to make sure that you are being the leader of your business, finding out those answers, because then you're going to have to teach your coaches to do the same, and you want them to be able to teach them to do the same, and so forth. So you want people to become independent as quick as possible. So, all right, I'm going to get started. Oh, Sarah says someone subscribed me to a Healthy on a Budget email series that I put up in a Facebook ad. Awesome. Very cool. Okay, so this week we are going to talk about how to set yourself up for success in June. I know that personally I have an emerald brain. I have a teacher brain. Not everybody works the same way, so you really have to work with what works for you. But I will say, if you do have a plan, you are less likely to fail. And then it's just easier all around to sort of figure out your month, figure out your time schedule, and just make things happen and create those goals. So I'm going to share my screen. And let's see. I'm hoping you can see this because now I can't see the chat. Ooh, of course it's the end. Okay, so setting your June up for success. That's our goal for today. That's what we're going to talk about. Like I said, if you really want to get a head start and really get those to your goals, I highly recommend it. So the first thing I want you to do, I don't know if you printed the calendar that I put in the event page, or if you have a calendar in front of you, definitely get one, get a pencil so you can erase if you need to. And we will sort of go through my plan in a sense, and that doesn't necessarily mean it has to be your plan, but it is a starting off ground. So really, what are your goals? So I want you to think right now and write it down. What are your Success Club goals for June? What are your non-negotiables? Now, if you're a level 2 coach, you really should be making your goal Success Club 5, no matter what. If you're telling everybody, if you're telling your personally sponsored coach that you are a level 2 coach, that should be your number one goal. Me personally, I always try to achieve Success Club 10. Right now, as it stands, I want to achieve Success Club 15 for June because I want to go to the summit party to qualify for that. So I know that because of my month going on right now, I'm at Success Club 10. I know that next month I need to make 15 in order to be able to go to that party. So if you're going to summit, think about those things. And think about how many lives you really want to change. How many people do you really want to help? And that's what it really comes down to. You can't help anybody if you're not making Success Club goals. So really write that down, pop it in the chat bar. I can't see the chat bar, but you can pop it in there to just throw it out there to the universe. Okay. How many new coaches do you want to bring into your team? I know that I have a specific goal for myself. And because I am building my husband up, I have a specific goal for him. And because I am building my business, I know for me, I want to bring it on 4 coaches and for him 2. So really think about that. Live a little out of your comfort zone. That's totally okay. You can do this. You have the scripts. You have all the tools, but write it down. How many challenge groups do you want to do? I remember back when I first started, I think I did maybe 2 groups. And then in the summertime, I was laughing with some of my coaches that we were doing up to 3 a month. It was crazy. But if you can handle that, go for it. As of right now, things can change. But for June, I am doing 1 challenge group. And it's going to be ongoing so that if people, want to start a little bit later, they can, and I will trickle them in. So I know I want 1 challenge group. So write down how many challenge groups you want to do for June. You, meaning not your coach who's going to put it on for you, but your challenge group. I personally suggest maybe 3 to 4 coaches teaming up together. So it doesn't have to be your personally sponsored coach. It doesn't, if you want to run it on your own. When I first started, I knew I had a target of my teachers. So I literally just started a group. I did my first one with Tatiana, and then the second one after that, I was like, I want to do a teacher group. Did it on my own. I think I had 11 people in it, and it was one of my most successful groups ever. You do not have to have 50 to 60 to 100 people in your group for it to be successful. You can have a successful challenge group with 2 people or 5. So don't put a number on it. Even if it's one person, you're helping that one person is extremely lucky to have you all to themselves. So really don't limit yourself and think, oh, I can't do a challenge group. Everybody can do a challenge group. We have the tools. So really just get out there, because if you say you're going to do it and you promote it, then you have that ownership of it. And then the free groups. How many? Well, usually 1 or 0. I mean, if you want to do more than that. Free groups are huge. They are where you're bringing in new people to your business. I personally love running free groups at the beginning of the month and promoting them on my business page. If you do not have a business page, do not worry. It is totally manageable and doable. But my thing is, I run a little event on my business page to bringing in new people that I don't necessarily know to transfer over to my personal page. So that free group is really, that is my goal. It's to bring in some new contacts, create new relationships, and not necessarily get them with a challenge pack at first. I want them to learn, know, like, and trust me. But that's sort of how I go with the free groups. If you're running one on your personal page, totally cool. You really want to be inviting in a non-threatening way and just inviting as many people as you want. You're offering value, so there's nothing wrong with you putting that out there. How many hours are you going to commit to Beachbody? So once you have your goals, really think about how many hours you are going to commit to this. This is not just, oh, I'm going to say all these goals and then forget about it. I really want you to take action on this. So if you're saying that you want Success Club 5, you want to bring on 1 new coach, you want to run 1 challenge group, and you want to run 1 free group, how many hours is that going to take to make your challenge groups and free groups an experience for your customers and clients? Schedule your time. If you have 1 hour at night, make sure you commit to it. Do not just put it off, because as we all know, if it's not planned, if it's not scheduled, it's less likely to happen. So again, if you're a level 2, these are things that you should be thinking about and getting yourself used to. It just like the 21-day fix takes 21 days to make a habit. It does take time to make this a habit. It's not going to happen overnight. Even myself, if I don't schedule my weeks, I find that I am totally all over the place. Like this week, I'm not gonna lie, I did not schedule this week, and I'm all over the place, and I can feel it. So I know exactly where I need to go, what I need to do for next week and for June. All right, let's keep moving. So keep in mind, you have to promote your events. You have to invite. You have to post and be a product of the product beforehand, meaning you want to post on your page little seeds along the way. For example, I have a Suns Out, Guns Out challenge going on right now, and I was posting little nuggets like, oh, I'm getting ready, my arms need work, just little seeds where you're not saying join my group or anything, but you are posting those little tidbits and value here and there along the way. You can start posting your food or what you're doing to plan, or the struggles you had or the struggles you're having. That is all part of this whole planning in advance. And you really do, the more you're a product of the product, the better you will do at this. I know when I've been off, for example, that first month of my pregnancy, I was so exhausted. I was so off. I was working out, but it was not consistent, and I could totally feel it and see it in that group my challenge group that I was running. It just didn't go as well as, others. So you really do truly want to be a product of your product. So again, if you fail to plan, you're going to plan to fail. So you really want to have this stuff set. So here we go. Here's the nitty gritty. This is just a template of what I'm doing. Again, you don't necessarily have to run your calendar the same way. You may have a vacation, you may have, events going on, what have you, but make it work for you in your schedule. And I sort of popped in here when I promote and invite, where my groups are and so forth. So let me start from the beginning, and then I'll stop sharing so I can see the chat, because I'm not sure, I can't see the chat if anybody's chatting in there. So, okay, so my free group is always either the last week of the month, depending on how the month works, or the first week of the month. So this June 1st, I'm going to run a free group. I had a lot of success with a salad a day challenge, and I have the template. I'm going to share that with you. I just wanted to clean it up a little before I share it. So I may run another salad a day challenge, but we have the free clean eating group challenges. You can create your own challenge. This is really your time to get creative and have fun and make it you, even make it part of your niche. So we're not really going to go into free groups. I know that there's a lot of trainings and information on our Team Pure Synergy site for that, but that is my goal, to run a free group starting on June 1st. So what does that mean? It means that I have to prepare and decide when I'm going to promote it. So I've decided that that Wednesday prior, that is when I'm going to start promoting and inviting. I will create an event and invite people to that event. I have found personally that if I don't abuse the events, I get a lot of interaction, and I get a lot of people joining through those events. So that's what my plan is, to promote. I'm going to reach out to people personally and invite them. I'll put it in my ongoing fitness and support group that I'm running, a free group. And I'm going to follow up with all those people that in the past months have declined going into one of my challenge groups. So that's where I'm going to find my people. And I'm also going to hopefully find new faces and new people that match my target market on my business page by running I may boost a post or promote, or depending how much time I have. Then that Saturday is going to be the day that I add people. That's the day I'm going to introduce everybody. I'm going to make sure that I have one or two other coaches, or my new coaches that want to learn how this goes, set up, so they're going to observe. And if they want to join in, that's awesome. Or if they want to observe and see how it goes, that's really where I just get everything sort of in place, ready to go. And then that Sunday is welcoming everybody, sort of the loose ends, tying up those, the meal prep and all of that, answering questions, just getting all of that done. And then it officially starts on the 1st. Now, I'm not even going to go into the new coach training yet, but then the next step is my brain changes gears at that point. I have started my free group. I already have the template. I already have my coaches that I'm working with. We all know who's posting what day. Everybody's in there. I have a list of who's in there. I follow up with them throughout the week. Now my brain switches gears to promoting and inviting for my challenge group of the month. So that's when I start to promote and invite to my challenge group. I've already decided that my challenge group is going to be called Fit for the 4th. I ran the same one with a couple of my coaches last year because it will turn right into the 4th of July, just in time if they do the 21-day fix. So I've already created the name. I'm thinking of ideas in my head. I'm thinking of posts. I'm thinking of everything I sort of want to do now so that I'm prepared and can start planting those seeds again. I will probably post an event maybe that Wednesday, and start to plant seeds in the free group as well that week. Thursday, Friday, and probably change the cover photo and start saying what's the next steps. That's sort of how I like to do that. And then the following week is when I start adding people, and it's the whole prep week. So my prep week, I set up the challengers for success. I'm adding challengers all week that week, and also the next week. They can start late if they don't mind starting late. And then the Beachbody challenge starts the 15th now. So what I want you to do is think of when you want your challenge group to start. Some people start at the week after the free group, totally up to you. I like to have that leeway. And then, and then the 10th is my deadline that I tell people, and I post the deadline is Wednesday because people need a deadline. I need a deadline too. So that just is, in their head, they're like, okay, I have to get it by Wednesday. And even that is cutting it a little close. Tuesday, Wednesday is really where you want to have the deadline if they want to start on time. So I always tell them, well, if you want to start on time, that's your deadline. If you don't mind starting a little late, you have a couple more days. So that's how I sort of word that. And then I'm planting seeds on my personal page here. I'm planting seeds on my business page. I'm sharing stories. I'm sharing my transformation. I'm sharing my recipes. I'm sharing workouts or workout moves that I'm doing. That's what you really want to do at that point to get people interested in asking you questions. Again, you need to reach out and start inviting people. Think of who you could help, who could benefit from this, and really make a goal of, how many people you're going to be inviting a day. That's why at the bottom I put, you really do need to do your 3 vital behaviors, no matter what. So just make sure that every day or every hour, whatever your business hours are, that you are incorporating that in. And then the Beachbody Challenge starts the 15th. And then my brain again changes to really my focus at the beginning of the month. And this is what Anita Miron does. And this is where I got the idea. She focuses on getting to her goals because we're all running our own businesses too. So focus on getting to your goals and then switch gears that, 3rd week to promoting the business. If you are wanting to go level 3, level 2, level 3, if you're at that point. So, and if you're not, you should still be taking full advantage of your coaches, the coaches on our team, and the webinars that they're doing for business opportunities and inviting to them. You should be seeing who's sticking out. I can see right away a lot of the people in my challenge group who are sticking out, who would be great coaches, and inviting them to either a webinar or, what have you. So that's where my brain starts to go, okay, how can I help my coaches? And how can I start to bring on some new coaches that this opportunity can help? So I promote it. I'm going to be promoting the webinar on the 7th that I'm doing the 17th. I'll be promoting that Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And then the webinar will be that Wednesday. And then I have a question mark for the next week. What is coaching group? Because I don't necessarily know if I truly want to do that. It just depends on how my month goes. But I may also do a 3-day coaching group at the end. Now, also in there, either yourself or your coaches need to be trained. Everybody needs to be trained. And that's how you're going to build your business. So you need to think to yourself, all right, have I done a training? And if you haven't, and if you haven't committed to one, then get into the one. I run one starting always the first week of the month along with the free group. And then it just happens that then July will be a little different. I'll run my free group the 29th, and it's just going to repeat itself, and then the new coach training will start. So there's always something. I always know where I'm going to invite those new coaches in. I always know where everything sort of runs so for the next month. So that's sort of how you can set your June up for success. And then at the end of the month, assess it. How did it go? What went well? What do you need to tweak for the next month? And then repeat. And then that's really how I found works when I do that on months that I truly do follow that. I am much more stress-free and relaxed, and I don't feel that anxiety of constantly trying to reach my goals because I have set something in place. So success leaves clues. Follow others doing what you like. Allow yourself to make mistakes, and just make sure to start now, as opposed to saying, all right, I'll get to my June challenges when June comes. So that's sort of what I wanted to share. And then I just wanted to take some time to answer any questions. I have notes too. Let's see if I forgot anything. Oh, I know from what I've read, 80% of the magic is in your planning. It really is. So maybe that's just my teacher brain thinking that, but I truly do believe that the magic does happen pre-month, like the halfway through month time, like right about now for your next month. Can I post my calendar? Yes, I will post my calendar. Jen wants Success Club 5, 2 new coaches, 2 challenge groups, 1.5 hours a day. Perfect. So she knows what she wants. Now she just has to do some reverse engineering on how she's going to lay out her month. Let's see. Awesome, Sarah. Perfect. Do any of you guys have any questions? I wanted to make this sort of quick and useful and a lot of takeaways. And then in the event itself, if you have any questions, Jocelyn, awesome. 5 hours a day, awesome. Wow, this is very good. Okay, look at these. This is perfect. 3 groups. Gina, I know it can be done. I've done it. We've done it before. It's just going to take a lot of just scheduling and making sure you know when you're posting in each group and really staying on top of it. But it can be done. It definitely can be done. Great. I hope I answered everything. Do you guys have any other questions? I know we have another call to get on in a couple of minutes. No questions? Okay, I will pop my calendar in the Pure Synergy group, and then I'll also pop it in the event. Again, you don't have to use that calendar. That's just what works for me. And I kind of need a schedule because I'm having a baby in a little while. So I have to have this down so that when that happens, I have things working like clockwork. It's coming soon. So I hope that was useful. Thanks for being on tonight. I know you guys are super busy and taking time out of your schedules can be tough, but these are worth it. And I hope that these little calls and nuggets can help you along the way to be successful at your business. All right. Talk to you soon.